Hi, I'm Kevin,
And I'm Amanda.
and we are serving up
All that jam.
All That Jam, quick hit. Papa Molly on the Killer Bees.
There we go. All right. So welcome. How are we doing today?
Oh, doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm fantastic, fantastic. You down in New Orleans, Louisiana?
Yeah, that's my home for a long time now.
Right. And originally from Shreveport, right?
That's correct.
What drew you to the guitar initially, and how did you develop what your approach to it is?
Well, there were some older kids in my neighborhood. I'm thinking I was about 5 when I got my first guitar, and it had mostly to do with like just listening to the radio and being like I was into the Beach Boys and surf music. And then there was these older kids in my neighborhood that had a little garage band, and they started letting me hang around. And I guess just kind of, like I say, I was really little, but I was really into rock and roll. And they started letting me hang around, watch them practice. And one of them had a Fender Mustang and a Fender amp, and they were doing like covers by the Ventures and stuff like Walk Don't Run and Wipe Out and all that kind of stuff, Pipeline. So this one older kid, he started letting me, after the practice, he started letting me just hold his Fender. And I already had a guitar, so I kind of knew a few little basic things, but he showed me a few things. And then I started taking lessons, and I just got the bug really early on. And I didn't stick with the lessons very long, because back in those days, most of the guitar teachers, at least in Shreveport, were all about teaching you like the Mel Bay method of, and there would be like these songs like Go Tell Aunt Rhody the Old Gray Goose is Dead. Like, I don't want to play that. I want to play rock and roll. Right. So eventually I did find a teacher that taught me, started me out playing like some of the Venture songs and some Beatles songs and stuff like that. And then the Rolling Stones, they became my favorite band, like still are my favorite band, basically.
Right. So you're a Stones guy over a Beatles guy, huh?
Not over, no, both. I like them both just equally as well, I guess. Maybe the Stones, I guess for me when I was younger, I think the Stones, I kind of liked their rough image a little bit,
Hey, I always joke that I'd rather date a girl who liked the Stones than the girl who liked the Beatles.
Yeah. I mean, I love the Beatles music. I still do. I loved it then too. But I did kind of like that kind of like you looked like you didn't want to get into a fight with the guys on the Rolling Stones.
Right. They were ugly. They were a bunch of ugly guys, I must say. Your music, you have, funk, blues, reggae. How do you approach blending all the genres to create your own unique thing?
It just happened naturally, really. Like I say, I've just been a music freak ever since I was a kid. I've got thousands and thousands of LPs that I've been collecting since I was a kid, and all of it just worked its way into my thing. The reggae thing happened pretty. I wasn't really looking for that at all. It just kind of found me in a way. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. I made a trip to Jamaica in the '70s, not for any sort of musical sojourn, even though I was already playing in bands at the time, but just because the woman I was with at the time, my first wife, we got married really young, and we had a kid, and so she got this income tax return that was like, I think $580, which us being like musician hippie types, that was a lot of money for us,
right?
In 1977, so we decided to just blow it. First we went to a local bar, and then we ran into this guy who had just gotten back from Jamaica, and he talked us into it. Some stranger just like, you got to go to Jamaica. So we did, and that's kind of how the reggae thing happened. I got the bug at a time when reggae was really like kind of the golden era of reggae music. Really that got into my thing, and I started then I met this guy from Kingston, Jamaica, and he and I started this band called the Killer Bees, and it ended up lasting almost 20 years. So
that started in the 80s, right?
yeah, 1980 was the first year the Killer Bees started playing, and
Right. Was this covers, originals?
a little both. In the beginning, more covers, and then as time went on, more originals.
Right.
We released albums, and we actually won a bunch of awards and stuff. You know, one point we had in the summer, I think it was the summer of 1988, we were one of the first American bands invited to Reggae Sunsplash. We had an album that was #2 on the reggae charts. So it was a legit thing, you know. It turned into a legit thing, even though it started as kind of a lark. It ended up, you know, touring the world, working with lots of Jamaican musicians and that sort of thing.
If you are enjoying All That Jam, please like and subscribe to our social media channels at All That Jam Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or visit our website, allthatjampod.com. Make sure to sign up for our email list and tune in every week for new episodes.
Also, look for full interviews on our YouTube channel. And remember, stay beautiful, but don't stay underground too long.